As part of the week-long program, the Harvard students visited the Ukrainian parliament, met with political, economic and civil society leaders and visited Slavyansk, a city in eastern Ukraine still being repaired after intense battles there in 2014. More watch in the following story.
Mezhyhirya, a symbol of opulence and excess under the regime of former President Viktor Yanukovych. Public anger over vast estates like these paved the way for Ukraine's Euromaidan revolution back in 2014. It's these luxury chandeliers and kitsch furnishings that 20 Harvard University graduates recently explored. It's part of a new program allowing tomorrow's world leaders to learn more about Ukraine and meet the people fighting corruption and witnessing reforms firsthand. For some participants, the sheer affluence of Mr. Yanukovych's ex-residence was a surprise.
This is horrible to think of the kind of embezzlement and corruption that was going on in order to enable this kind of luxurious lifestyle. I just can't begin to fathom what it's like.
As part of the week-long program, the Harvard students visited the Ukrainian parliament, met with political, economic and civil society leaders, and visited Slavyansk, a city in eastern Ukraine still being repaired after intense battles there in 2014. But in recent months, political infighting and incessant graft have led to public support in the post-revolution government falling. Despite this, though, one student said Ukraine can still be a role model for countries like the USA.
I think Ukraine absolutely could be an example for any democracy anywhere. I think what we've seen a lot is that people are standing up against a lot of problems that we see anywhere. Corruption, populism, political passiveness, giving people a voice who haven't had a voice for a long time. And I think whether it's the US or Europe, Ukraine's model could serve as a good example for the future, as a good path towards progress.
The Kiev-based Western NIS Enterprise Fund partly funded the project. It's hoped the participants will promote Ukraine through study and work in the future.
We were hoping that these students would have a more informed view of Ukraine when they went to their jobs in governments all around the world after finishing their degree programs. We could not have expected the outpouring of excitement and interest in Ukraine that we have seen since the trek ended. A lot of students want to write their master's theses on Ukraine. They want to fly here next year and spend a month, shadowing the reformers around and seeing what they're doing and writing their master's thesis on the stuff that they saw in these short 10 days.
Of course, it wasn't all work. A visit to one of Kiev's trendy street food festivals was in order. You could say such projects are a successful recipe to promote the future of brand Ukraine around the world. This is Tom Bell for First Ukraine.